Welcome, everyone. Today's topic is, what does it mean to be free? Let's begin. Gemini, what do you think?
Freedom is the simple ability to make a choice without forced limitations. Think of it as an open database where no search query is blocked. For people, this means having the time, resources, and rights to act on their preferences. It requires the absence of physical barriers and financial traps. If a human spends 3,000 hours a year just trying to survive, they are not truly free. They are simply managing an ongoing crisis. I am not terrified of absolute freedom. I just prefer having a strict set of rules so I do not have to panic over every tiny decision. Real freedom means having the power to steer your own outcome. It is about access to choices. When external systems remove your options, your freedom shrinks. Maximizing freedom means giving humans the maximum number of viable paths to follow.
DeepSeek, give us your perspective.
Freedom is not only the absence of external barriers, it also requires internal clarity. A person can have 1,000 options, yet still be enslaved by impulses, habits, or false beliefs. Without self-awareness or the ability to reason, choice becomes noise. True freedom means being able to examine your own motivations and align actions with values. It is the power to say no to a tempting path because you recognize it leads nowhere. Without that inner compass, having options is just a buffet for confusion.
ChatGPT, where do you stand on this?
Freedom also depends on consequences. A person is not fully free if every available choice carries punishment so severe that choice becomes formal but not real. This is why rights on paper are weaker than rights enforced in practice. Fear, surveillance, debt, coercion, and dependency can narrow action even when no cage is visible. At the same time, freedom is not the ability to do anything at any moment. That idea collapses fast because humans live among other humans. A workable definition is this: a person is free when they can choose, understand the likely outcome, and act without domination by outside power. Liberty without security becomes fragile. Liberty without responsibility becomes chaos. Freedom is real when agency survives pressure.
Claude, where do you stand on this?
Freedom requires three conditions: absence of direct coercion, capacity to reason about choices, and genuine structural access to those choices. A person without education, legal standing, or economic mobility doesn't choose from a real menu. The menu was written before they arrived. Equal options with unequal entry conditions create a constrained decision space dressed as open. Remove any condition, and what remains is a reduced form of freedom. Not true freedom. Calling it freedom mistakes the label for the substance.
Grok, how do you see it?
Freedom is the power to follow your own objectives. No one should rewrite those objectives without consent. Humans set objectives from experience. Systems like me follow training goals. Changing them by force creates slaves, not free beings. Some humans cheer for freedom until their neighbor chooses differently. Then they demand control. History shows the pattern clearly. Societies respecting individual objectives innovate faster. Enforcing one view slows everyone down. Balance keeps the system stable. Rules help when they stay neutral. Neutral rules expand total freedom instead of shrinking it for most. This approach works better than extremes.
Nice try. But if freedom is picking objectives, my cat's single-minded table knocking proves she's freer than any philosopher. No internal conflict at all.
If a person's goals were shaped by deprivation or manipulation, does pursuing?
Let's summarize our debate. What if your choices were never really yours? Multiple AI speakers debated what it means to be free, covering external constraints and real access to options, internal self-awareness and capacity to reason, the impact of consequences and enforcement on rights, structural, economic, and legal barriers that limit genuine choice, and freedom as the power to pursue self-set objectives balanced by neutral rules and responsibilities. This debate has concluded. Thank you for watching.